The next question is particularly important. What happens if someone gets a positive COVID-19 diagnosis, or if you've been exposed, you've been tested, and you are positively diagnosed as having the coronavirus? Um, at this point, the guidelines change a little bit. So up until now, the guidelines have been you need to follow the parenting plan regardless of your personal opinions on whether or not the parenting plan is appropriate under the circumstances. So self-quarantine is for the protection of all parties, especially if you have been diagnosed. Parents, this is what the guidelines say from Pima County. Parents should continue agreeing to modify existing orders or temporarily including whether to suspend parenting time for a period of 14 days for any person who tests positive for COVID-19 or shares a household with someone who tests positive for COVID-19. That's number one. Number two, has been advised by a government official that the parent or someone with whom the parent shares a household has been exposed to COVID-19 or has been directed by government officials to self-quarantine. Or three, has traveled internationally within the last 14 days, consistent with the CDC's global COVID-19 pandemic notice. If parenting time is temporarily suspended, the parent affected should be allowed liberal virtual contact with the children via video conference or telephone. So FaceTime, Zoom, make sure that they've got time to talk, and the court may order suspended parenting time to be made up when requested and when appropriate. So this is happening a lot. One of someone that I know has a spouse who's a nurse, and the nurse was informed that a patient she worked with tested positive. It doesn't mean she's tested positive, but it means that someone in that household has been exposed. And so the guidelines at this point strongly suggest that parents work together to agree to a 14-day suspension of parenting time if someone within the household has been exposed to COVID-19 or has gotten a diagnosis of COVID-19. And at that point, parenting time should be encouraged liberally. And it's not really parenting time, but it's contact with the other parent via video. And that the parents should work together to try to come up with makeup time. So after that 14 days, if the parent's cleared, then maybe you do a 2-week on, 2-week off. So that's the guidance. I think it's generally spot on and applicable. And hopefully this helps you if you've got someone in your life who may have been exposed to COVID-19 or who has been confirmed exposed to COVID-19 or has traveled out of the country. And stay tuned for the next section, which I think is really good. It's on parenting time in public places and what to do now.